Hey folks, Good Guy Glenn here, and today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I'm here, home in New Jersey. It's been almost 2 weeks since I left Western Express, and I have just been enjoying my time off before I start my new job in the beginning of June. I took some time off because initially I wasn't going to leave Western Express until this weekend. This was supposed to be my last week at Western Express, but I seized the opportunity and I left a couple weeks early. And yeah, I've been really antsy about it. I've been walking a lot, working out, trying to get back into some shape after being a human veal for since last November when I went on the road. And yeah, I'm looking forward to starting my new journey. I will see about announcing where I'm working next. I haven't spoken to the boss yet about that, and if he so chooses for me not to mention where I am, I won't, because that's just out of respect for the company. And I just think that's that's just the way to do it. I'm really grateful that he offered me the position. And, like I had said in other videos, he's seen what I was going through in OTR with Western Express. And he's like, well, I don't run my ship that way. Why don't you come jump ship from Western and come work for me? So it's really great, man. It's a great opportunity for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Like, I want to always do separate videos on different topics. I never got to do my video on lease purchase. Right now, Wild Beard Trucking just did a live last night with a lease purchase driver about why the only way you're going to make money in this business right now is lease purchase. The only thing I have to say about that, folks, is don't just run to any company and do lease purchase. Really research the leases and the contracts. And, like, for instance, I would never do lease purchase for Western Express. Never. You have to be careful of companies like that and, Super Ego and stuff like that. You have to really look into, is the lease a true walkaway lease? What is my balloon payment? Do I really own a truck when I'm done with the contract, or don't I? There's a lot of different things you have to go into. This video is not going to be about lease purchase, but check out Wild Beard's channel. He is a lease purchase driver. He has done it in the past, so he would know more about it than me. I originally thought lease purchase was a stupid idea, and then as I was in the business long enough, I really realized next to owner-operator, lease purchase is really the only way to go in this business if you want to make any kind of money. But if you're a first-year driver, lease purchase is not going to be for you, in my opinion, because you still have to get the essentials down. Learn how to drive. Learn how much fuel these trucks take up, how far you can drive on how much fuel. Pay attention to the places your company sends you, whether or not there is if it's a high freight market, if you can get loads quickly out of there. You'll learn this stuff over time, and that's the best way, I feel, for you to go into lease purchase and then eventually move on to being an owner-operator. But to do it as a first-year driver, I just don't recommend it. I think it's a terrible idea. But what do I know? I never went lease purchase. And as some of you have mentioned in the comments, I'm some sort of quitter because I left Western Express. Y'all don't pay attention very good. I didn't leave the business. I'm on vacation right now. I'm going back to driving a truck. An 18-speed. I'm going from an automatic to a manual transmission truck. So I'm not leaving the business. It's just going to be different. I'm not going to be working for a mega anymore. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that further on as time goes on, like I said. But yeah, I'm some sort of quitter because I left Western Express. That's cool. I don't mind that. Yeah. I left Western Express for the reasons why I left Western Express. I got 2 videos coming out. One on Western Express and one will be about leaving OTR and why I went OTR and why I'm leaving OTR. But as of right now, I was just like looking into that video that Joe Biden made, or the comments he made about every truck driver with an 8th grade education knows that he'll be out of a job in the next 3 to 5 years. Fascinating. Fascinating on many levels. People are trying to say that that video is 4 years old. Okay, well, number one, if it's 4 years old, it goes to show that truckers are not out of a job yet. Although I'm sure they're trying to push for it. I don't really know. If he was talking, a lot of people want to know, like, what was he talking about? Is he talking about automated trucks? Because I don't think we're going to see automated trucks anytime soon. They keep failing in all their test trials. I just don't think that technology is even on the horizon yet. It's like way off into the distance if it's at all. You're not going to put an automated truck on the highway. There's too many variables that people don't bring into consideration. And that is, as long as you have human beings driving on the highway, you have the opportunity for accidents. There was an accident right here on Route 80 in New Jersey involving a Toyota that bounced off a curb on Route 80, hit a Volvo semi-truck that got knocked into oncoming traffic from the eastbound into the westbound lane, hit a box truck, killed both the occupants of the box truck instantly. And it was all the fault of the Toyota. Well, you could say automated trucks are as safe as you want, but hit the automated truck with another car, who knows what's going to happen, right? Accidents happen. Unfortunately, there's a lot more accidents with semis now than there has been in a long time. And they have linked that these e-smart driving devices on the trucks they're actually admitting that they are causing accidents. So maybe we won't see those in the future. I really don't know. What do I know? I don't know very much of anything. I'm just an idiot. But I see a lot of apologists making up excuses for Biden and what he was saying. And I'm not going to get like too political on this, but isn't he supposed to be the guy who drove trucks? Didn't he say that? He used to drive a semi? I mean, I know it's bullshit, but what are you going to do? He said that, right? Aren't the Democrats supposed to be the champions of the working man? You know, the pro-union party? Doesn't seem that way. If you're like all about truckers not having a job very soon, and people are like, oh, you don't know the context that he said that. Okay, well, come out with a statement. Tell us, what was the context of what you said? Man, there's a lot of nonsense going on in the trucking world right now. And I think, unfortunately, we're bringing it upon ourselves. I think a lot of schools are just giving out licenses in parts of the country. And we have a lot of unskilled drivers that companies are putting behind the wheel of 80,000-pound vehicles. And we're having problems. We're having a lot of problems out there. You know, it used to be, if you saw a tractor trailer and you thought Class A license, that was a professional driver. You know, you go into all the Loves, you go into all the pilots, it says, welcome professional drivers. Man, I wish that was the case. But I think like a good majority of a lot of these OTR drivers are not professional drivers. They pretty much probably shouldn't be driving whatsoever. There's a lot of kids out there that don't have any basic skills on the truck whatsoever. They don't know the basic mechanics of a truck. They don't know if they are doing a pre-trip and they see oil coming out of their drives, whether or not maybe that hub seal is bad on that truck. They have no idea what a hub seal is. You know? Sometimes you'll get a Western trailer and you'll push in the brakes and there's that 25-second pause before the brakes release. Well, that's the S-cam adjusters, they need to be adjusted. Years ago, as drivers, we would adjust those. But we don't adjust those now. And I understand that now because could you imagine letting some of these people adjust cam adjusters? It would be a nightmare. It would be a liability nightmare for these companies. There's just a lot of things going on out there. I see people in comments on the Western group who say that they'll never pay for parking. They don't got to pay for parking. How do you figure you don't got to pay for parking? How do you figure you're entitled? Pilot is private property. It's a private business. Let's not get it twisted. I don't think it's a great idea for Pilot to go to all paid parking. Like there's talks that some of these truck stops are doing it. I don't know if you've noticed, TA has a lot more paid parking now than they used to. There's money to be made in it. And I'm not necessarily for it. But at the same time, it's their property. They could do what they want. And, if it is a reserved spot, yeah, you got to pay. It's called theft of service. It's no different than walking in the store and shoplifting. You're stealing a product. They sell these parking spaces to truckers, whether on the app or there. These truckers reserve these spots, so if they have a late pickup, they have a place to park. And you think you're going to park there, and you just say, well, just go get your refund. Dude, that's not the point. You're just a selfish jackass. You're not going to change my mind about that one. You know what? If you're intentionally parking in a reserved spot and have no intention on paying or moving, it's another thing, too. If you want to park there and run the gambit and then they come and knock on the door at night and tell you have to move, all right, you want to run that gambit, that's fine. But to refuse to answer the door and to refuse to move, it's just jackass behavior, man. Sorry. You're a jackass. You're a selfish jackass. And it says a lot about a lot of the drivers out there. And it's the impression that a lot of people have of new drivers. And it's the impression, unfortunately, a lot of people have of Western Express drivers. There's a lot of times that I faced where I went and tried to speak to another driver about an issue in the parking lot, whether it be them being in the way or them, whatever, and they don't want to respect me because I was with Western Express. And, okay, I get it. You have your predetermined ideas about it, just like we all did about Swift, but I know a lot of older drivers, people who actually taught me how to drive, who are going over to Swift as experienced drivers, because apparently if you're an experienced driver and you go over to Swift, they treat you very well, and it's a pretty decent company to work for. Not to mention all the terminals that they have all over the place. So yeah, you have to really look. You want respect, you got to give respect. That's how it works. You want to be seen as a professional driver? Act professional. Stop showing up at the shipper and receiver in basketball shorts and slides. Wear a pair of pants, work jeans, and boots the way you're supposed to. And I think, honestly, what I see the DOT doing, they're going to start cracking down on all this stuff. We just had the Blitz, but apparently the Blitz isn't really going to end. I think that this is conspiracy theory, pure conjecture. I have no evidence of this whatsoever. But I honestly think that they're going to try to cut down on the number of drivers out there. I think they realize that freight isn't what it used to be. It may not be for some time. I mean, look what they're doing with the SAP program. Look what they're doing with constant harassment, DOT harassment of drivers with these level 1 inspections everywhere. way stations, and just the companies in general. The companies in general will send you out on missions knowing that you're going to probably get into an accident the route that they want to send you through towns. You're going to hit a car. It's going to go on. You're going to get CSA points, and then they have you forever. Because how are you going to leave the company? How are you going to go get another job if you have CSA points on your license? You're not going to get another job. You're not going to be able to just leave a Western Express, especially when Western Express is the bottom of the barrel. It's the company you go to where you can't go anywhere else. And if you racked up accidents there, you're not leaving there. These are things you have to be conscious of. You have to think about this when you go out there. You also have to realize that a lot of this that goes on your license is on you. A lot of these tickets are going to be on you. And, I see these drivers, they get jammed up at these inspections, and they say, but my company did this. And they go, but you did a pre-trip. You knew you didn't have the paperwork for this truck. Ultimately, the decision was yours to drive this truck anyway. You knew that there was no trailer brakes on this truck. They told you to drive it anyway, but you're supposed to say no. These are things that, all truckers encounter, but you have to really make the decision. You really have to make the decision. Are you going to just send it like they always tell you to do? Just send it with no trailer brakes? Just send it without inspection? Just send it without proper paperwork on the trailer or the tractor? No, you shouldn't do that. You should hold them accountable. You should make them inspect their stuff. And I get it. You know why we're not doing that? You know why guys are getting jammed up? Because there's not enough freight. So guys are sitting. Guys and gals. When I say guys, I mean guys and gals. Truckers are sitting. Maybe only making $1,000. Maybe only making 1,000 miles a week. Now you're going to tell them to go to the terminal. Now you're going to tell them to put the truck in the shop and be down another couple of days. People aren't going to do that. When they get a load, they're going to send it. And they're not going to maintain the equipment because they're scared. They need to make money. And companies, especially Western Express, don't pay you much for breakdown. I can't even remember. I had breakdown pay a bunch of times. I think it's like $35 for breakdown pay. Maybe it's $70. I don't know. I don't remember. It was either 70 or 35. I forget which one is layover pay and which one is breakdown pay. But anyway, you can leave a comment below if you know the answer to that. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on, and that's why the equipment's not getting fixed, and that's why people are getting jammed up. So really, honestly, it comes down to two things. I know you got into this business, and you probably thought you were going to be a millionaire because some YouTuber told you so, but I'm the YouTuber who's telling you you're not. Your first year, maybe 2 years, you're not going to make much money at all. So if you're holding car notes, and you're paying rent, and you got a lot of bills, you probably shouldn't come out OTR. You probably shouldn't get your CDL. Unless you're lucky and can get hooked up with another job where you don't have to go OTR and get paid per mile. Or you get hooked up with a very good OTR company. And let me know what company that is, because... And I know you're all going to start adding your companies below, because that's what you do on every video. Oh, my company does this, my company does that. You name a company and I can find you people complaining about it in comment sections somewhere. Okay? And I'm going to be honest with you. At Western Express, I was averaging 2,500 miles a week. And that's even when it was there's a couple weeks that were really slow. I had a bunch of breakdowns, and that was really what hurt me financially, was the breakdowns. But I wasn't one of the drivers who sat, and I don't know why that is. We'll get into that when I do my Western video. I have theories on it, but ultimately I don't really know why some of us got loads and some drivers sit. And, I have my philosophies on it. I mean, the fact that I got up and ran at 3 in the morning, and that I would run out all day, and that I didn't really stop a lot. Except if I really had to go to the bathroom, I wouldn't stop. I would just drive it out. I didn't take breaks. When I shut down at the end of the night, that was it. That's just a theory. I don't even know, Who the hell knows what goes on in the mind of what the planners at Western Express or the DMs. But right now, I don't think it's the time if you have a lot of bills and you think that truck driving is a job. I've said this in past videos, man. OTR is a lifestyle, man. It's not a job. It's not a job like a 9-to-5er. If that's what you're looking for, you've come to the wrong place. OTR is like you live in a truck. You know what? It's great if you don't have a family. It's great if you're young. You're just getting out of the military. You're used to that lifestyle. For me even, I'll even say it. For me even, having kids already and being like a 50-year-old man who never did OTR before, it was a hard way to adapt. The one lucky thing I had going on was I didn't have anything back home. I didn't have an apartment. I don't have a car payment. All I had was my phone bill, my credit card bill, and my internet service that I paid for. And then I sent money home. I sent money home. But if I had to pay rent, if I had to pay a car note, forget about it. You're not going to do that on OTR, not your first year. It's not going to happen. Especially in this climate where, they're not giving a lot of miles, where there's not a lot of freight going around. You're going to suffer. And there are companies that got more freight than others. Swift has a lot of freight, folks. You want to talk trash about Swift? Swift has got a lot of freight. And I'm not going to Swift if that's what you think. I'm not going to a mega carrier. I'm going to a small operation in New Jersey. And I've already said pretty much what I'm going to be doing there, but I'll really get into it when the time comes. And like I said, when that time comes, I'll start doing videos about what I'm doing from the job. I'll talk to my boss about it. He is very active on social media, so I'll probably be sharing links to his social media and see how he wants me to handle my social media. And like I said, that's just out of respect. But everything is good with me otherwise, just enjoying my time off. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I got some stuff coming out. I'm going to be doing a video on Western Express. Don't you worry. I'm going to be doing a video about the lawsuit with Western Express. Not my lawsuit. I'm not even participating in that class action lawsuit. But yeah. You know what I always tell you. Love God. Say your prayers. Love your family. Drink plenty of water. Take your vitamins. Eat a yogurt and a banana every day. Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so when I drop another video you get a notification. And once again, this is Good Guy Glenn. Thanks for watching.